I would like to acknowledge the Nungaree people, the traditional owners of the Nungaree land on which Terowie was built. Awi meaning water, and I pay my respects to their elders past and present and extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people who are watching. The town of Terowie was founded as a private venture around 1875 by John A. Mitchell, who died in 1879. He built a public house, highly profitable due to its proximity to the Inkerman mine. Prior to the 1870s, the Tarawi name was practically unknown to European settlers. The entire district was an extensive pastoral property named Gottlieb's Well Station, aka Gottlieb Well. It was German for loved by God. It was first taken up in the 1840s under occupation licence, but from 1851 it became under Crown lease. The station had expanded to a total of 407 square miles, grazing 40,000 sheep. The Gottlieb Wellhead Station also catered for travellers and stagecoaches and was just a few kilometres southwest of the present Tarawi township. From the early 1870s, many large pastoral properties of South Australia were broken up into smaller parcels through land reform. In the case of Gottlieb's Well, this resulted in the proclamation of the 100 of Tarawi. Thus obscured, Gottlieb's Well was consigned to further obscurity in 1918 when, due to anti-German sentiment of World War I, it was renamed Panji Well. At the start of the 1880s, the nucleus of the township of Terowie was established, with most of the essential services available. Since 1876, it had a resident doctor, a police station, a post office, a flour mill, a skating rink, and the Bleachmore brothers operated a general store, and the local government and 2 private schools were well attended. Other private schools would be opened later, the last one in 1911 by the Sisters of St. Joseph. The Terowie Botanic Garden is located in the main street of Terowie. This 0.4 hectare totally indigenous botanic garden boasts 450 shrubs and trees from 250 different species. It has 3 different zones: the river zone, the rocky zone, and the sandy zone, including an indigenous plants of eastern Tasmania section. A number of the plants are endangered species. Silver was discovered across the border at Silverton and Broken Hill. Teamsters from Terowie had more work that they could handle. At times, more than 50 bullock teams were camped in and around Terowie, waiting to be loaded with firewood, food, wine, beer, or whatever was needed at the mines. Until the completion of the railway to Broken Hill, travellers could leave Terowie 3 times a week by coach for New South Wales. The railways, and particularly its break gauge, had provided continued employment for a large part of Terowi's population for almost 90 years. The township of Terowie became a vital part of an economy driven by rail. It had 3 different railway gauges meeting at the town. But in the 1970s, the rail was reduced to a single line and there was no need for Terowie. The town collapsed and was designated an historic town because of the large number of well-preserved 19th century buildings. Today, there are old stores and shops reminding visitors that, back in the 1880s, it was a vibrant and important railway town. It is a fascinating relic of a time when rail was a vital form of travel. There are many things to do in Terowie, such as the Tarawi Historical War, which takes about 2 hours and includes 39 buildings of historical interest. There's the railway yard and railway station, where General MacArthur announced, "I came out of Botanic and I shall return." Other attractions in the area include Dares Hill Circuit Tour and the Tarawi Historical Reserve, which is located 32 kilometres from Terowie. It has fine examples of Aboriginal painting and carving. It is located in a number of dry channels, and there are examples of red ochre animal tracks as well as geometrical engravings. Tarawi Institute, 1879. This was built. Let's have a look at the plaque. Centenary District Council of Hallett. In South Australia, it's mandatory to wear masks everywhere you go. Look at this beautiful old building. A few cracks starting to form. Obviously not. It's a ticket office. Wow, look at that. I'd love to get inside. I wish Nadia, it's definitely locked. Oh. Nadia? This would be like a little theatre sort of slash everything. Have a look at it. Isn't that cute? That's like original.
That's like they knew COVID was coming.
Well, back in 1877.
Yeah. Oh, that is adorable.
Isn't that cute?
Yes. Yes. Can we see through there? No, they've got the blind down. Oh.
They've got the blinds down. So I don't know if it's still used as a ticket office or not, but if it was, how awesome would that be? To have a ticket office like that. Oh. Being a ghost town isn't Terowi's only problem. They've had their fair share of other issues as well. For years, the town had been littered with broken asbestos pieces and has even been referred to as an asbestos wasteland. The South Australian government owns the land where significant quantities of asbestos has been dumped on the ground, open to the air with no signage, fences or other warnings to stop people going near. Nor did they stop children playing in and around the extremely hazardous material. The town also had a significant problem with water quality, with the towns from Terowie to Cockburn on the Great Barrier Highway receiving water from SA Water containing unacceptable levels of lead in the tap water, along with tests commonly showing high levels of E. coli. Pussycat, pussycat, where have you been? I went to a gay bar to look at a queen. Pussycat, pussycat, what did you do there? I had a drink with a dyke and a bear.